In October 2026, Microsoft will officially end consumer support for Windows 10. That leaves hundreds of millions of daily active users staring down a very steep cliff. Because Windows 11 has strict hardware requirements, millions of perfectly capable PCs will be artificially aged out. They will stop receiving security updates entirely, forcing their owners into a sudden, manufactured hardware crisis. For users refusing to throw out perfectly good laptops and desktops, Ubuntu 26.04 has emerged as the leading lifeboat. It's a professional-grade Linux distribution with a major enterprise backer. Looking at this timeline chart, you can see exactly why. Right when Windows 10 support drops to 0 in late 2026, Ubuntu 26.04 offers 5 years of standard security updates. But if you activate a free Ubuntu Pro subscription for personal use, Canonical extends that support window to 15 full years. That means a computer that Microsoft considers obsolete today can safely remain on your desk, fully patched and protected against vulnerabilities until 2041. It presents a very stark choice. You either spend hundreds of dollars to buy a new machine that satisfies Windows 11, or you keep your cash, keep your hardware, and migrate into a completely new, highly opinionated operating system ecosystem. On paper, Ubuntu looks like the perfect escape route. Yet, if you spend any time reading advice from veteran Linux users online, you will inevitably find vocal warnings telling you to stay far away from it. To understand why, you have to look at the company behind the code. Canonical builds Ubuntu by contributing heavily to open-source software, but they are also a massive commercial enterprise that sells high-level tech support and server solutions to major corporations. That corporate structure creates deep suspicion among free and open-source software advocates, often called FOSS purists. They view commercial backing not as a guarantee of stability, but as an inherent threat to user control. We are going to separate the philosophical forum drama from the technical reality of what is actually on the disk. Evaluating Ubuntu 26.04 requires looking past good versus bad. It comes down to weighing the system's extreme out-of-the-box usability against the ideological compromises it asks you to make. The first major shift hits right during installation. Ubuntu 26.04 includes automated toggles to install third-party proprietary drivers and non-free media codecs immediately. The practical benefit here is massive. Instead of spending an afternoon typing commands into a terminal, complex hardware like non-free AAC Bluetooth headsets and dedicated Nvidia graphics cards work flawlessly the moment you reach the desktop. But the ideological cost is that you are actively inviting closed-source, heavily restricted code into the absolute deepest layers of your machine. Canonical makes a similar trade-off with the display architecture. Ubuntu 26.04 runs a customized version of Gnome 50, and it enforces a Wayland-only display server. For modern 4K monitors, this finally solves the issue of blurry text when using fractional scaling. Everything looks sharp and properly proportioned. The hidden cost of that crisp text is the complete removal of the older X11 server. If you rely on aging, unmaintained legacy Linux applications or highly specific window manager setups, Wayland will simply break them. Ubuntu 26.04 actively chooses reliability for modern mainstream hardware over deep backward compatibility and strict open-source purity. That preference for centralized control leads us directly into Canonical's most polarizing engineering decision, Snap application packaging. Instead of relying purely on traditional Linux application managers, Canonical forces core system components into their proprietary Snap format. In 26.04, even the Pipewire audio subsystem is delivered this way, meaning if you try to uninstall snaps, your computer's sound breaks. We can map these trade-offs. First, Snap packaging guarantees consistent delivery but locks users into a centralized store. Second, the installer's foolproof encryption prevents beginners from destroying drives but hides advanced tools. Third, they remove the Software and Updates app to streamline the UI. By stripping out that GUI tool, intermediate users who want to switch driver versions or alter specific software repositories now have to manually type commands into the terminal. Even standard system hardening requires extra steps. The OS ships with its firewall disabled by default, and there is no built-in graphical tool to turn it on. You have to locate and install an independent firewall app from the Software Center to manage your ports. Canonical builds strict guardrails that make the operating system unbreakable for beginners. But if you are a power user who wants to tinker with the engine, you will spend half your time fighting the safety features. Ubuntu 26.04 is an appliance. It is not a blank canvas for heavy customization. And knowing that makes the decision of whether to install it incredibly straightforward. This flowchart maps out exactly why you might be migrating from Windows. If you are a pragmatist, someone who views their computer as a functional tool and just wants to answer emails, browse the web, and know your hardware will boot safely every morning without a $1,000 upgrade, Ubuntu is a definitive yes. You accept Canonical's defaults, and in exchange, you get enterprise-grade stability. However, if your primary motivation for leaving Microsoft is absolute freedom from corporate telemetry and complete control over every line of code on your machine, Ubuntu is a definitive no. You should look at strictly community-driven distributions like Debian or Linux Mint. You trade away Ubuntu's out-of-the-box convenience for Bluetooth and graphics cards, but you gain total architectural control over your system. Do not let philosophical forum debates dictate your practical hardware decisions. If you want a dependable, professional desktop that will safely carry your current PC past the 2026 Windows cliff, Ubuntu 26.04 is an exceptional choice.